Most people are not poor because they are lazy. They are poor because they are exhausted. Exhausted from waking up early. Exhausted from commuting. Exhausted from answering emails they do not care about. Exhausted from meetings that could have been messages. Exhausted from giving the best hours of their life to a system that gives them just enough money to come back tomorrow. And the strangest part is, most people call this normal. You wake up, you work, you get paid, you pay bills, you survive. Then you do it again, week after week, month after month, year after year. And somewhere along the way, you stop asking the most dangerous question. Is this actually building a life or just maintaining one? This is the illusion of the 9-to-5. Not because every job is evil, not because work has no value, not because everyone should quit tomorrow and chase some unrealistic internet fantasy, but because the modern work structure has quietly convinced millions of people that having a job is the same thing as having financial security. And for many people, it is not. It is a controlled form of survival. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy videos that expose the hidden systems behind money, work, status, and modern life, make sure you subscribe. This channel is built for people who want to understand why life feels more expensive, more exhausting, and more difficult than it should. And if this topic hits close to home, leave a like. It helps push this video to more people who may need to hear it. Now let's talk about why your job keeps you poor. The promise of the 9-to-5 was simple. Go to school, get a stable job, work hard, stay loyal, save money, buy a house, retire comfortably. For previous generations, this promise was at least somewhat believable. A regular job could support a family. A modest salary could buy a home. A single income could create stability. Retirement was not a fantasy. Healthcare, housing, education, and transportation were expensive, but they were not completely detached from wages. But today, the promise still exists, while the conditions that made it possible have disappeared. The system still tells people to work hard, but housing prices have moved faster than wages. Healthcare costs have moved faster than wages. Education costs have moved faster than wages. Childcare, insurance, groceries, rent, transportation, subscriptions, debt payments, all of it keeps rising. But your paycheck? It moves slowly. Sometimes barely at all. And this creates the first trap. Your job gives you income, but your lifestyle adjusts to consume it. At first, your salary feels like progress. You get your first real job. You start making more than you made before. You feel proud. You feel responsible. You feel like adulthood has finally begun. Then, the bills arrive. Rent takes the first bite. Taxes take another. Transportation takes another. Food takes another. Insurance takes another. Debt takes another. And suddenly, the paycheck that once felt big starts looking smaller every month. So you work harder. You chase a raise. You get promoted. Your income goes up. But then something strange happens. Your expenses rise too. You move to a slightly better apartment. You upgrade your phone. You buy better clothes for work. You order food more often because you are too tired to cook. You spend more on convenience because your time and energy are gone. You take a vacation because you feel burned out. You finance a car because you need reliability. You subscribe to small comforts because they make life feel manageable. And none of these choices feel reckless. That is what makes the trap so dangerous. Poverty in the modern world does not always look like disaster. Sometimes it looks like a respectable life with no margin. A decent apartment, a decent car, a decent phone, a decent job, a decent routine. But underneath it all, one emergency can break everything. A medical bill, a car repair, a rent increase, a layoff, a family emergency. One bad month. And suddenly, years of doing everything right do not protect you. That is when people realize the truth. A paycheck is not freedom. A paycheck is permission to survive until the next paycheck. And the system is designed to make that feel normal. The modern job does not just take your time. It takes your best time. Your most focused hours, your clearest thinking, your physical energy, your emotional patience, your creativity, your attention. By the time you come home, what is left? A tired body, a distracted mind, a short temper, a few hours before sleep, maybe enough energy to scroll, maybe enough energy to eat, maybe enough energy to watch something that helps you forget tomorrow is coming. And this is the second trap. Your job pays you for your time, but leaves you too tired to use your time to escape. People love to say, just start a side hustle, but they rarely talk about how hard that is when your job has already consumed your mental bandwidth. How do you build something after work when your brain feels empty? How do you learn investing when you are worried about rent? How do you create a business when you are physically drained? How do you take risks when one missed paycheck could destroy your life? This is why the 9-to-5 trap is not only financial, it is psychological. It trains you to think in small survival windows. This week, this bill, this payment, this deadline, this paycheck. You stop thinking in decades. You stop thinking like an owner. You stop thinking about leverage. You stop thinking about assets. You stop thinking about freedom. Not because you aren't incapable, but because survival keeps interrupting imagination. And that is exactly how the system protects itself. Most people are not taught to build wealth. They are taught to be employable. Be punctual. Be obedient. Be professional. Be agreeable. Get credentials. Follow instructions. Do not ask too many questions. Do not take too many risks. Do not fail publicly. Do not look irresponsible. These skills may help you keep a job, but they do not automatically help you build wealth. Because wealth is not built by being busy. Wealth is built by owning things that grow. Stocks, businesses, real estate, intellectual property, digital assets, skills with leverage, systems that work even when you are not actively working. But the average employee is taught to trade time for money. And time has a brutal limit. There are only so many hours in a day, only so many days in a year, Only so many years where your body can keep performing at full speed. So if your entire financial life depends on selling your hours, your income is trapped inside your availability. You cannot scale yourself. You cannot be in two places at once. You cannot work 24 hours a day. And even if you could, you would destroy yourself trying. This is the third trap. A job gives you active income, but wealth usually comes from ownership. This is why two people can work equally hard and end up in completely different financial realities. One person earns a salary and spends most of it surviving. Another person earns money and uses part of it to buy assets. At first, the difference looks small. One has a little more comfort, one has a little more sacrifice. But after years, the gap becomes massive. Because one person is only earning when they work. The other has money working quietly in the background. And this is where the 9-to-5 illusion becomes painful. The system celebrates labor, but rewards ownership. It praises hard work publicly, but pays leverage privately. The employee gets a paycheck. The owner gets equity. The employee gets a raise. The owner gets appreciation. The employee gets taxed before spending. The owner often has more tools, more deductions, more flexibility, and more control. And most people are never told this clearly. They are told to work hard. They are told to be grateful. They are told to be patient. They are told their time will come. But patience without a plan can become a prison. Now, this does not mean quitting your job is the answer. For many people, a job is necessary. A job can provide stability. A job can teach skills. A job can fund your next move. A job can give you breathing room. The problem is not having a job. The problem is believing your job alone will save you. Because if your job is your only income source, your boss does not just control your paycheck. They control your risk. They control your schedule. They control your energy. They control your ability to plan. And if the company decides to cut costs, restructure, automate, outsource, or replace your position, your loyalty may not protect you. This is one of the hardest truths about modern work. Companies ask employees to act like family. But when profits are threatened, they make decisions like businesses. And that is not always personal, but it is always real. So the question is not, should you hate your job? The question is, are you using your job as a cage or as a tool? A cage is when your paycheck only funds survival. A tool is when your paycheck funds escape. A cage is when every raise becomes a lifestyle upgrade. A tool is when every raise creates more margin. A cage is when your free time disappears into distraction. A tool is when some of your free time becomes skill building. A cage is when you depend entirely on one source of income. A tool is when you slowly create a second, third, or fourth source. The difference is not always dramatic. Sometimes it starts with a small decision. Tracking where your money actually goes. Building an emergency fund. Paying down high-interest debt. Learning a valuable skill. Investing consistently. Starting a simple business. Creating content. Freelancing. Building something online. Because margin is what gives you options, and options are what separate survival from freedom. When you have no margin, every decision is forced. You stay at a job you hate because rent is due. You accept disrespect because you cannot afford to leave. You delay health because appointments cost money. You ignore opportunities because risk feels impossible. You say yes when every part of you wants to say no. But when you build margin, even slowly, something changes. You breathe differently. You think differently. You negotiate differently. You stop seeing your paycheck as the finish line. You start seeing it as raw material. Money becomes not just something you spend, but something you deploy. And that shift matters. Because the goal is not to escape work entirely. The goal is to escape financial dependency. There is a difference. Work can be meaningful. Work can create purpose. Work can build identity. Work can serve people. But forced work under financial fear feels very different from chosen work under financial control. One feels like contribution. The other feels like captivity. And this is why so many people feel trapped, even when they are technically doing fine. They are not starving. They are not unemployed. They are not failing by society's standards. But deep inside, they know something is wrong. They know their life has become too expensive to pause, too fragile to risk, too busy to question, too dependent to challenge. They have a job, but they do not have freedom. They have income, but they do.
And the most dangerous part, it convinces you that questioning it is irresponsible. But questioning the system does not mean rejecting responsibility. Sometimes, questioning the system is the most responsible thing you can do. Because your future is not protected by how tired you are. Your future is protected by what you build while you still have time. So if you are working a 9-to-5 right now, do not feel ashamed. Use it. Use the income. Use the skills. Use the network. Use the structure. Use the stability. But do not worship it. Your job can be part of your plan, but it should never be the entire plan. Start small. Create margin. Buy back your attention. Learn how money works. Build assets. Reduce dependency. Stop upgrading your lifestyle every time your income rises. Stop confusing busyness with progress. Stop giving your best energy to everyone except your future self. Because the goal is not to look successful while staying trapped. The goal is to become financially strong enough that your life no longer depends on one employer, one paycheck, one decision, or one bad month. That is real security. Not just having a job, not just surviving another week, not just paying bills on time. Real security is having options. The option to leave, the option to rest, the option to say no, the option to take a risk, the option to help your family, the option to choose work because it matters, not because fear demands it. And that kind of freedom is rarely given. It is built quietly, slowly,